Hello everybody. This is Torah portion is Parashas Shalach. We know that Shalach deals with the story of the spies, the Meraglim, the story of the sin of the spies, and then the story segues to the Mitzva of Tzitzit, wearing tzitzis. And the question is, what is the connection between the spies and tzitzis? So Rashi makes the connection as follows. Rashi writes, it says by tzitzis, what is one of the reasons, or what is the result of the Mitzva of Tzitzit? It says, you will not sasuru, you will not spy after your eyes and after your hearts. And Rashi points out that the word sasuru is very similar to the word lasur sa'aretz, to spy, that was said by the spies. So Rashi writes that the eyes and the hearts are meraglim, the eyes and the hearts are the spies for the person. So Rashi's making the connection, but still, what is the connection between the spies and tzitzis? So the Sas Emes offers the following fascinating explanation of Rashi. He says as follows. First of all, what was the sin of the spies? Our sages teach that the spies were tremendous people. They were tremendous scholars. They were tzaddikim. Where did they go wrong? Says the Sas Emes. The Meraglim, with their divine inspiration, when they went to Israel, they knew that the Jews will not go to Israel. They knew they'll not go for a long time. They saw that, they had that vision. And they figured it was because the Jews sinned with the golden calf. The Jews sinned in last week's parsha several times with the sin of the meat and other sins. And they sensed that even though Eretz Yisrael is wonderful, but the Jewish people are not worthy of conquering the inhabitants because they've sinned. And they came back and said, you're too low, too unworthy to be able to conquer these inhabitants. But their mistake was, it's not true. If a person is totally devoted to Hashem, if a person is totally connected to Hashem, they get transcend even their past mistakes. That was the Meraglim's mistake. Comes Mitzva of Tzitzit. It says, a person may think that they're low, they can't come close to God, they're unworthy, they've done terrible sins in the past. Who am I to try to aspire to greatness? Who am I to try to aspire to become a great Torah scholar? Who am I to try to aspire to finish all the Talmud or master Torah? Who am I to try to aspire to become a truly great person? I've done so many things wrong. Says Tzitzis, don't go after your eyes and after your hearts. No! Remember the mitzvah. So remember, you are connected to Hashem. Don't go after your eyes and your hearts. So basically, the connection is as follows. The Meraglim, they said, we're too low, we're not worthy of going into Israel, we're not worthy of connecting to God, we've sinned. And Tzitzis says, don't make that mistake. Even if you think you're low, even if you think you've sinned, don't go after your eyes and after your heart. You can still accomplish great things. You can still connect to God. In fact, the Society says the word pasil, which means thread, is related to the word, the word pasil means connected. And the tzitzis, which are strings, are saying your neshama is connected, very connected and attached to God and the heavenly spheres. Your neshama is intimately connected to God. Even if you made mistakes, you can still aspire to greatness. That's the Dvar Torah. I want to share with you a beautiful story. There was once a boy named Uri. Uri was an Israeli boy, an 11-year-old boy, and he had stomach cancer. And so sadly, he had to undergo a series of radiation treatments. So, on his first day of radiation therapy, the nurse told him, Uri, please take off your clothing so we can start the treatments. So Uri took off his clothing, but he left his tzitzis. So the nurse was a little bit annoyed, not because it was really important that the tzitzis were off, because this boy defied her. She says, I told you to take off all your clothes. He says, if it's okay, I'm going to leave on my tzitzis because it makes me feel connected to God. Perhaps this will be a merit for me to feel better. And the nurse was adamant, take off all your clothes! Uri was polite but firm. If it's okay, I want to keep them on. The nurse got upset and she called the head doctor, whose name was Dr. Benny Hoffman, an Israeli doctor. And Benny Hoffman came in, he was bemused with the story of this 11-year-old kid stood up to the stern nurse. He said, what's going on? He said, if it's okay, I want to leave my tzitzis. So as Benny was talking to Uri, he took a look at the radiation machine and he saw that the dial was set for an adult, was set for somebody twice the weight of Uri. And had Uri begin the treatment, he could have been exposed to a lethal exposure of radiation. There's a story of how his commitment, his connection to tzitzis, ultimately saved his life. May all have a wonderful Shabbos, and let us truly absorb the message of Mitzva of Tzitzit.
Take good care.